We've been doing pretty well over the years, and I've seen you strutting around, showing off all your peacock feathers, feeling like you're the big man on campus. And you know, it had to feel pretty good. I know what it was like. I'd hold parties, and I'd change from one fancy dress to another, and I'd be the center of attention. I remember a Neville release party. My sister came, and I know she likes red rosé wine, and I was standing in the kitchen chatting it up when I saw her approaching. So I turned to the fridge as though wine was there, and as soon as she came over, I just started pouring that bottle to her glass, and she just stared at me and said, "Hey, I was going over to get some wine." And I said, "I know." And I just kept grinning and talking to other people and having a splendid time. Yeah, I know the feeling, like you own the world, like you're dressed up wearing a red robe and a hat, and you look like you should be saying, "Where are all my bitches?" Or like you would take a black convertible out, and you'd have the top down, and you'd be dressed up in your fancy suit, ready to hold open your car door, just like you would hope any man would in their world. You'd show up at parties in tuxedos that you own. You'd give flowers to a girl that you were smitten with just after you'd met her, just to woo her. You'd go and jet-setting through the whole world, through Europe, visiting China. You were the one on top, weren't you? Well, you always have been. You're the man of the plan. You're the one who lives life to the fullest. You show the world how arrogant you are with your past successes. But, Houston, there's a problem. You might not believe it, but since we've been resting on our laurels all this time, since our fat uncles have been sitting on the couch burping with our cans of beer watching the football game while someone else has been doing all of the cooking and the cleaning for them, well, while we've been sitting there feeling cocky, thinking about how great we are, other countries have been training their students in our schools, and because we've been busy basking in our glory, we've outsourced all of the work we're too lazy to do, and we've trained everyone else to beat us at our own game. Oh, I forgot to mention, we were too busy celebrating our military and business accomplishments that we gave up on training ourselves to stay ahead. Well, while we've gotten lazy and taken a break for a while, everyone else has started excelling past us. And now we buy our Japanese technology, and we drive our German cars, and we drink our French water when we're not drinking our French wine. And we get as far away from the United States as we possibly can whenever we take a vacation. Well, I'm waiting for someone to realize that maybe it's time that maybe the economic fallout from the economy will fall out from underneath our overzealous desire to get rich quick, and it didn't allow us to see how we've been the giants, how we've been first to fly an airplane. We were the first to land on the moon, and now we're the first in the world with medicine and healthcare. Speaking of healthcare, most people who can't afford it now because we've researched the hell out of our diseases we choose to kill ourselves with. I mean, stats say us North Americans have the highest rates of cancer versus the world. Our kids are fat. We work as many hours, but we still can't keep ahead. And we have this point that we can't afford all the fruits of our labors anymore. Do we bring up ourselves, how do we bring ourselves out of this when we want to get rich quick by suing doctors, forcing them to charge higher prices, driving up the cost of everything? We accomplish what we complain when people who are on welfare still, on the average, own 2 television sets, and every teen in America now seems to expect their own free cell phone. Is it that our standard of living is risen so dramatically that everyone now expects everything handed to them in a silver platter? Do we ask for more without working for more? Teens complain about not getting a job out of school, Well, their guidance counselors tell them that they might not have a chance. They might actually, they might have a chance if they get rid of the excessive body piercings, or not wear the mohawk, or color their hair pink, or stain their skin with tattoos. And that's when teens complain that they don't want to work for a place that can't accept them for who they are. Our president wants to protect our borders from terrorists, but he wants to give temporary work visas to illegal Mexican immigrants so that other nations can do our work for us. And we wonder why we're unemployed. We get rid of excess building and manufacturing metals, which we think would cost too much to melt down and reuse, and we then take our excesses and ship them to China, where they build high-rises from our scraps. Yeah, we could talk about how we were the high school quarterback and how we scored so many touchdowns and everyone loved us back then. Well, we credit ourselves into debt because we deserve the good things in life, as we train each other, all these other people, to help us lose more in the world economy. Pretty soon prices will keep going up and we won't be able to afford the convertible or the nice clothes, or for that matter, any of the niceties anymore. And we'll recognize and we'll become a people who have the basics, but not much else. And we'll wonder how we became a third world country and never saw it coming. Because we're on a mountain slide, slipping into this canyon hole. But instead of enjoying the roller coaster ride before we crash and burn, we can stop it. I mean, can't we stop it? Can we stop asking our government to tie our shoelaces for us? Because man didn't land on the moon because we didn't work for it. So can we start to live off of what we can afford so that we can look back and look ahead to what we've accomplished?